What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's video, just want to say, guys, if you're a fan of those legends of the game, I'm talking about those guys from the 60s through the early 2000s, or maybe if you're someone that's younger and you may not have seen some of these lesser known legends play, then this is definitely the channel for you guys because that's all I focus on. So I definitely recommend subscribing. Also, if that's the content that you enjoy, I would greatly appreciate if you would posterize that like button. That would help me out a great deal. And with that being said, guys, let's get into today's build. Now, guys, when I think about Reggie Miller, I think about, I think about, just a guy that he gets so overlooked a lot, right? Because, I mean, he was an amazing shooter, but he he didn't have the flash like a Jordan or a Neek or a Kemp or someone like that. But he was just a really like a tremendous shooter, like one of the best shooters I've ever seen. Like when I think of shooters, I think of Steph, obviously, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Drazen Petrovic. That's of course Clay Thompson too. I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to snub Clay on that because he's an amazing shooter. It's just I'm just saying he's just one of those shooters that the first shooters that come to mind when I think of great shooters. And anytime someone asks me, who would I take to take that final shot from three? And the first question I always ask is, are we playing against the Knicks? Because as anyone that's watched Reggie play, if you're playing against the Knicks, you want Reggie taking that shot, right? But let's go ahead and let's get into today's build, guys. So for a Reggie build, guys, look, I mean, there's only one way, right? You basically want pure green. And the reason for that is because, you're going to be going up in size. And for this, guys, I would just go with the speed because again, you're going to be going up in size, so you want that speed there. Now for this, guys, actually, I'm not even going to worry too much. Well, I want to put close shot up, I guess. And he wasn't a finisher around the basket, but yeah, I mean, we're really going to. We're going to pretty much put everything on shooting, right? Because we want all those shooting badges. We do want to be able to pass and have a little bit of handles. And because, I mean, we're going to need some of these playmaking badges, right? And for defense, guys, I mean, we really don't have to worry too much about it. I mean, we're going to put this here just because, but I mean, Reggie was never what I would consider to be an elite defender, right? But if we look at this, guys, we've got 1 finishing, 30 shooting, 14 playmaking, and 1 defensive and rebounding badge. So now for this, guys, of course, you want to go compact. Maybe actually even slight would probably be better. We'll go 6'7", and I think his listed weight was 185, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 185. God, there's so many numbers that I just remember over the course of these players' careers and things, and it's just sometimes I question myself, even though I'm like 99% sure that that's what it was. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Anybody that's collected basketball cards and things like that, because I've got a huge collection of basketball cards, and it's just it's one of those things that I just you remember, like you have that photographic memory of the back of the player's card, right? That's got their stats and their listed height and weight and things like that. So for this though, guys, we're just going to keep the wingspan the way that it is. I mean, you can max it out if you want to, but me personally, it's a Reggie build, right? You want that shooting to be, you want that spot up shooting to be perfect. So you got a sharpshooter build, which is definitely Reggie Miller. I feel like Reggie Miller is definitely a sharpshooter, and that shades of Ray Allen. I could definitely see that because, like I said, that's two of the best shooters to ever play the game, right? So it's good to see that. And then you also had Clay there, so we're gonna go ahead and max this out and look at for your one finishing badge, guys. I mean, it really. I would do slithery finisher because you are, even though you're tall, you're very thin, so you don't have a lot of weight, so you want to avoid contact when you do go to the basket. Now, this is where, this build's going to come, really come alive, right? So you know that you want hot zone hunter, you want slippery off ball, you want limitless spot up, catch and shoot, right? You want all of those. You could do chef if you wanted to. I would definitely do volume shooter because you're going to be taking a lot of shots with this build. You could do stop and pop if you wanted to. You could do mismatch expert. Um, I like blinders. Deadeye would probably be better for that, and then we'll put blinders there. And then for the last one, guy, I feel like it's a Reggie build. You want that clutch shooter, right? Because he was really, really clutch. And guys, with this build, I can tell you, I mean, it's deadly, deadly from, from behind the arc. And I'm not a person. I don't really shoot a lot, per se. Um, I'm, I'm one of those players that, and if you guys would like to see the actual build that I play with in game, mostly because it's a center build, a true center build actually. But if you'd like to see that, I mean, I can definitely show you the build that I did for that because to me it's the most fun build to play in this game in 2K22. I know in 21 it wasn't the most fun because it's a pure red center build, right? So you really on 21 it kind of hurt you, especially in terms of shooting. But in 22, um, it makes it to where you can actually do that. So if you'd like to see the actual build that I play with, even though it's not really what I would consider a Legends build necessarily, I would definitely do the build for you guys. Just let me know in the comments below. But for this build, guys, I would do unpluckable simply because you're a bigger guard. You're not going to have really really good dribbling, and it's so easy to get picked in this game, right? Um, I would do stop and go. Actually, I would do space creator, um, glue hands definitely because you're going to be catching the ball a lot, right? And you could do bailout just in case you are driving to the basket and you do get one of those bad animations that does happen sometimes. You could do needle threader, guys. You could do spatial delivery, stop and go. It's really it's whatever you prefer to do. Um, Me personally, guys, the one that I would like, um, I feel like Space Creator is a must with this build because you want to create space. But I don't think that this one would work because you're not really wanting to blow by the defender. But this one right here would probably be, a really good one to have, for step backs and things like that. And just to be able to help that out even more, I would do quick chain. And like I said, that's just to get those step backs. You could do quick first step if you wanted to. But I feel like these would work really, really well with this build. Um, and then for your one defensive badge, guys, it really depends on what you're facing, right? You could go with clamps because you are lacking on defense. So if you're going to be the primary perimeter defender, I would definitely say go with clamps. You can also go with pick dodger if you're facing a lot of picks. You could go Intimidator and Interceptor. It's whichever you prefer. I just feel like clamps would help you the most with this build. And there you have it, guys. That's a really, really good. That's a really good Reggie Miller build, right? I mean, you've got all of those Hall of Fame shooting badges. That's really going to make this build come alive. And like I said, guys, I'm not one. I don't really enjoy shooting builds, but I did enjoy playing with this one. And I don't know if it's because you're at 6'7", you're so much taller than a lot of other guards, and it just makes pretty much getting that shot off pretty easy, especially with all those badges. It's just so fun to play, and I'm not one that I don't typically enjoy shooting shooting builds, but yeah, it's definitely fun, guys. So if you like Reggie or if you like shooting threes, then this is definitely the build for you guys. If you like playing on the perimeter, this is just I feel like this is really, really an overpowered build. Because you could still hold your own on defense because of your size. But yeah, there you have it, guys. I feel like that's a good Reggie Miller build. If you like Reggie, guys, if you're a Knicks fan, I'm sorry, but if you like Reggie, go ahead and just leave a like on the video. And like I said, guys, if you enjoy those Legends of the Game, I would definitely recommend subscribing because that's all I focus on. With that being said, have a wonderful night, day, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.